Good evening and welcome to Big Z Sports presentation of high school softball. Tonight in this IVC matchup, the Indian Valley Braves host the Claymont Mustangs, presented by the Designer Stone Company. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Amici's Pizza, Claxon Communications, First National Bank of Denison, Gilland Body Shop, Hartzler's Quality Housing, Kime, Kent State University Tuscarawas, PAC Drilling, Parkway Quick Lane, Stocker Concrete, TMK Valley Propane, and Wood Electric. Now, let's head to the field with Nick McWilliams and Shannon Thomas.
Welcome back to the Diamond with Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications. Nick McWilliams along for the ride with you. Shannon Thomas is to my right as we prepare ourselves for an IVC grudge match between the home Indian Valley Braves and visiting Claymont Mustangs for high school softball action, brought to you by Designer Stone Company. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening on what promises to be a very fun rivalry game. Hopefully we have the weather hold off here as it's a nice overcast. The breeze is now coming in. As we know, there is rain coming this evening. We'll see if these two squads can get this game in before that unfortunately comes along. Shannon, thank you so much as always for joining me. I know you're looking forward to this one. There's nothing better than a rivalry.
Yeah, this ought to be a good game between these two. You know, they just played earlier this week with Indian Valley coming out on top. I believe the score was 9-2. You
are correct, yes.
But the best part is we're sitting here in shorts tonight and T-shirts instead of wearing our winter coats like we was out in Sugar Creek.
Yeah, quite the 180 there to go in the opposite direction when it comes to weather. We're appreciative of that. And of course, this is two of the best in the IVC South. In fact, the 1 and 2 teams from the IVC South. The Braves enter with the 16-4 mark overall. The Mustangs down to 13-6, but don't let that fool you. They've gone up against some of the best of the best when it comes to the Tuscarawas Valley. With what we saw on Monday's game, Shannon, with 2 home runs from Indian Valley's Katie Deerdorf, of course, solid pitching from Mia Rose, how does Claymont recover and possibly energize their offense to get back in the win column?
You know, coming into this game, we're going into the last game too, Claymont's bats have been alive all season long. They have to find a way to get to the pitcher early, the rattle her, so that way they can get bases and they can get runners on.
And with such little time left in the season, now it's the time to make that move to the top of the rankings. What can give a team an edge when it comes to a conference rivalry like this with so much at stake?
It can give you a lot of momentum going into the postseason. You know, not only are they the top 2 teams in the IVC South, they're neighbors. You know, you go 2 miles down the road and you're in Claymont School District. So, you know, there are a lot of these girls are friends. A lot of them play in rec leagues together. But tonight it's about, 2 school districts.
Of course, thank you for that, Shannon. We'll be hearing from you all night long, as they would normally say. Thanks for tuning into this softball presentation brought to you by Big Z Sports, Claxon Communications, and Designer Stone Company. Coming up, we will hear from Claymont head coach John Dupke for his thoughts prior to first pitch. Whether you're listening online at WTUZ.com or watching our live stream on our YouTube page, stick around. More softball is coming up right after this.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer's showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
Welcome back to Dayton Hutton and this presentation of high school softball. Now joining us is Claymont Mustangs head coach John Dupke. And Coach, thank you so much for joining us here before the game. I know you have to be very excited, very anxious, considering you just faced this team Monday night.
Yes, anxious is definitely it. We don't feel like we've played our best game there Monday night, and kind of let the game get away from us a little bit there. And we're hoping to redeem ourselves this evening down here.
You've had 2 pitchers that you've really leaned on throughout the season in Haley Fellows and Meadow Duval. Who is going to end up getting the starting nod tonight, as it's been almost an even split in terms of innings pitched between those 2 girls?
Yes, Meadow's going to get the start tonight. Meadow Duval is. They're both sophomores. Both of them have little to none high school experience because of COVID last year wiped out the JV season, which they would have got a lot of ball there. And so it's kind of been just work in progress. And tonight Meadow will get the nod.
Coach, Monday night, I think you might have been a little bit disappointed in terms of the bats going a little bit cold whenever you took on the Braves. How do you energize your offense and kind of right the ship, so to speak, and maybe get another win back from the Braves?
And that was frustrating there tonight with our bats. As you see with our stats, we're averaging 11 runs little over 11 runs a game. It's been our MO with our young pitching staff, young defense. We make some errors and we got to overcome it with our bats. And the other night, that was disappointing. Hats off to the Indian Valley pitcher. She did a nice job keeping us off balance, and hopefully we'll got to figure it out a little bit and put a little more offense on there tonight. But.
And Coach, always got to ask this to round everything out. What are your 3 keys to victory this evening?
We need to keep their high-powered offense down. I felt like they had 9 hits the other night, but the hits they had were damaging. They came with runners on. If we're not going to hold them down, we know that, but we want to make sure we create less damage when they do make a big hit on us. That would be the first key. Second key is our offense obviously getting going. We've got to hit the ball better tonight. We've got to execute our bunting game, which we didn't execute at all on Monday night. And third one is just being a rivalry game that we haven't been on the right end of success for the last several years. We've lost several walk-offs to these guys over the last couple of years. So it's a mental mindset of we can't let that creep into our mindset. We just got to go out and play our game and let the chips fall.
Definitely, Coach. Well, thank you so much for your time and good luck out there.
Thank you.
That was Claymont Mustangs head coach John Dupke. Before we get to hear from Indian Valley Braves head coach Dusty Braun, don't go anywhere. More softball will be back at WTUZ.com momentarily.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer Showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
Welcome back to Dayton Hutton and this matchup in high school softball between the Indian Valley Braves and the visiting Claymont Mustangs. Joining us is Braves head coach Dusty Braun. And Coach, thank you so much for having us out here this evening. It's going to be a very fun matchup in an old school IVC rivalry.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you guys, and Claymont brings a special flavor to any program, especially when it's a crosstown rival, and me and Johnny got a good little rival between ourselves.
Coach, last time out, you guys played them on Monday, ended up picking that win up 9-2. Big games from Katie Deerdorf as well as Mia Rose. Are they going to be kind of the key tonight again as well for your team?
Yeah, I think anytime Katie's a Division II college signee, she's a special player. She's going to break some records here at the school. I think John has to go home and decide tonight, or went home last night and decided if he was going to even pitch to her today, and that's going to be his call. But Rose is a sophomore. She's a young 15-year-old girl. She has good days and bad days. She's learning through the sides, but they are the backbone of our operation here, and they'll decide how they want to take that on themselves.
And looking at your record, obviously it's been a very successful season to this point. Does that sometimes make it a little bit more difficult to keep your players focused, knowing how well you've played all year long?
Yeah, I think, and this is my 4th year here, and this is probably the youngest group I've had, but I probably have the toughest schedule that I've put together for the girls. Sometimes late in the year, we drop some games you probably shouldn't drop, and I think our focus is off. And in the middle of the season, we went to the Series 100 at Akron Racer Stadium, and we beeped our non-league up, and I think we're right where we need to be. We're still hungry. I don't think we're ready to finish yet, and I think that's been on my brain for a while, that where are we at the finish line, and maybe we were satisfied, and I think we're right where we need to be.
And Coach, one final thing here. I always like to ask coaches, what are your 3 keys to victory tonight to pick up this win in your conference?
We got it. Our big thing at the girls all year is the clutch hit in the right moment. We don't need a clutch hit up 5-0. We need a clutch hit up 1-0 with base runners on. That's number 1. Number 2, execute the fundamental plays, the basic routine plays. Make the outs that are hit right at you. And last but not least, put our hands on them early. Get them down and just add on. Sometimes we don't add on when we get up, and that's a big emphasis for us here, is add on when you have a chance to squeeze it down.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach, and good luck to you today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Indian Valley Braves head coach Dusty Braun. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back with the starting lineups before we get to your action tonight, presented by Designer Stone Company. Don't go anywhere.
Buying a home has never been so affordable with record low interest rates. Hartzler's Quality Housing is ready to put over 40 years of experience to work for you. Family owned and operated since 1978, Hartzler's has a wide selection of model homes on site with a knowledgeable team to help make your new home a reality. Open 6 days a week. Visit them off I-77 in Dover or online at hartzlers.com. Hartzler's Quality Housing. Quality from start to finish.
Now, back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
You're locked into this presentation of high school softball coming at you from Jeanette Hutton. Nick McWilliams, Shannon Thomas here with you for this evening's showdown of conference rivals, the Braves and the Mustangs. Thank you so much for finding us, whether it's at WTUZ.com under the Big Z Sports Live button or the Big Z Sports YouTube page. All thanks to the guys over at Claxon Communications. We've got you covered, whether you're listening in or watching. Just having the coaches meeting with the umpires here before we get things started for this contest. Behind the plate tonight will be Rick Kohut. Then out on the base pass, it will be Ron Tagenhorst. And we have the Braves now taking the field here to get things underway on the mound for Indian Valley. No surprise here. It's been their ace all year long in Mia Rose. Rose coming into this game, 117 innings pitched, 12-4 record. How about this? 155 strikeouts to this point, 2.09 ERA. She's undoubtedly been the leader when it comes to the Braves on the defensive side of things. Looking at the Claymont Mustangs real quick, their leadoff batter will be McKenna Brown. She plays right field. Coming into this game, Brown is batting .515. She leads the team in batting average. She's also had 25 RBIs, couple of doubles as well. So we had Shannon Thomas off air for a moment there, covering up some of our equipment as the drizzle has started.
Yeah, at least it's a drizzle, not the snow. So we'll take what we can get. Hopefully, we get to see a good ball game here before the heavy rain comes in.
Yeah, we're not in Sugar Creek again, so we're not going to get snowed on. Imagine that. We're talking about softball season and snow. As the batter Brown now stepping up to the batter's box. She's a lefty, and we're going to get things underway here from Jeanette Hutton. IVC South grudge match. Doesn't get much better than this one. Is now getting set on the mound is Rose. She gets the okay from the home plate umpire. Sets, gets her call. And we are underway here. First pitch runs a little bit high. Brown takes ball number one.
We get to see, one of the best pitchers in the county and one of the best catchers in the county. We'll see if these two can get things going here in the first inning for the Braves.
Well, that's what I mentioned, Shannon. So far this year, at least what's listed here for me, Rose has 155 strikeouts to this point in 117 innings pitched. That is insanity.
Yeah, she's done the workload for the Braves this year. She just throwed one there, got over the outside corner, and Brown fouled it off.
That will move the count to 1-1. It's got to be a luxury for head coach Dusty Braun to have a pitcher like Rose as she sets, fires, throws in the next one just a tad bit outside, I do believe, so that will move things to a 2-1 count.
It's got to be a lot of confidence for Rose, too, when she has, the catcher she has behind the plate.
That one also on the outside part of the plate. Brown fights it off down the third baseline. Foul. That one was a little inside, actually, I think, Shannon. That's why she got jammed in there. Couldn't get her hands around quick enough. Rose has a lot of heat on that ball when it's coming in.
Yeah, she moves that ball real well.
Rose will now set herself here. 2-2 count. It's in there, a little off-speed pitch. Good piece of hitting there by Brown to go ahead and slap that one away and stay alive. Count still at 2-2.
Yeah, Brown smiled a little bit after that one. I think she realized that she missed it because it was such an off-speed pitch.
You'll notice here that Indian Valley knows how fast Rose can throw because you look at the outfield shift. Left fielder, center fielder over into the left field side, expecting Brown to be a little bit behind this one, try to push it down the left field line. Next pitch from Rose, low and away, so we've now got a full count here. First batter from Jeanette Hutton. You think I'd be able to pronounce that? I went to school here, but I guess not. Rose now sets, fires, payoff pitch. That one's also fouled away off of the Indian Valley dugout, so the count stays full. So far to this point, Shannon, 7-pitch at bat for Brown to lead things off. Not backing down. Impressive.
No, Brown's doing a good job fighting off these pitches right here.
Brown, as I mentioned, batting .515 so far this season. She leads the Mustangs. Rose's payoff pitch again slapped foul. Stays 3-2. Make that 8 pitches, and Brown's actually getting a good laugh out of this one as she stares down to her head coach, John Dupke.
Yeah, Coach looked up here. He's waiting to see if one of these is really going to come at him, but most of them have been fouled away from him so far.
He's probably telling her just a little bit farther ahead, please. Rose sets, fires, and that one is put into the field of play. It's fielded by Roche, fires over to first. That's a close one there, and she beat it out for an infield single. Good hustle down the line by Brown. Almost a little hesitation by Rose, trying to wait for that bounce and get it on over to first base. But Claymont starts the game off with an infield single.
Yeah, I don't think Rose really realized which way it was going to bounce, so she hesitated to get there. And then Brown got down the baseline real quick. Some
very soft dirt on this infield for Indian Valley softball. Sometimes you don't know where the ball is going to go. Now up at the plate for Claymont, Jordan Gibson, the center fielder, comes in. She squares the bunt, and that one goes foul. Gibson entering this game. The senior is batting .418, 26 RBIs. Couple of home runs to her name as well. I'm sure she'd like to add to that here.
Yeah, they're going to try to move the base runner here. Let's see if she tries to square up and bunt again. But as hard as Rose throws, man, you better get squared up early.
Well, one positive when you're a batter, if you've got a pitcher throwing this hard, doesn't take a lot of fast bat speed necessarily. You just got to make good contact. Couldn't make contact there. Gibson whiffs at that one, and we go to 0-2.
Yeah, Rose did a nice job bringing that one in high.
Just getting the bat on the ball is your key there sometimes. And when Rose has that rising action on her pitches, makes it very, very hard to catch up. Rose sets, fires, 0-2 pitch. That one low and outside. Throw down to first by catcher Katie Deerdorf. Nearly went wide. Sliding back in safe is Brown. Going to do this one over again.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to watching this game to see how Deerdorf played tonight. You know, 2019, I think she was the first team All-Ohioan. Didn't get to play last season.
That one pushed to the second baseman. Slow roller going to go to second, and no play at first. So good heads-up play there for Indian Valley on second base is Taylor Spillman. That one, base runner Brown had no idea what to do. It was one of those in-between hits where you can't run, don't want to get doubled up. But then again, you got to get down to second base quickly. So Indian Valley does retire one here, but the runner advancing to first base was Gibson on the fielder's choice.
You know, just like you said with that soft dirt, that ball was getting out there quick, but as soon as it hit that dirt, it lost a lot of momentum.
Rose sets, fires to the next batter. That one's low and outside corner. That one goes to the left fielder, Grace Hudnall. Hudnall so far this season, the sophomore batting .390. A couple of doubles, actually leads the team with 10 doubles. Be a prime opportunity here to get another one of those. Rose's delivery there, just a bit high there, so the count will go to 1-1. Back to a point you were making there, Shannon. Katie Deerdorf, the catcher, you were curious how she was going to play in this one. A recent Division II college softball commit, so congratulations to Katie.
Yeah, I think I read where she was going to Tiffin University, wasn't it?
I believe it is Tiffin, yeah, so the Dragons. There's a bunt attempt by Hudnall. That's a good one, and it goes down to the pitcher, Rose, who throws it on to first and will retire that one. So they do get Claymont does get the runner into scoring position there with Gibson. However, there are two down.
Yeah, Rose got a nice break off the mound to get that ball and got it down to first baseman Madison Monte to get the out.
So now up at the plate, the power spot for Claymont, Brooklyn Poland, the catcher. That one in there by Rose, no denying that one. Poland entering this game. She's the senior's batting .424, 4 home runs to her name, 31 RBIs, got a runner in scoring position, and she slaps that one foul off of the cage. Moves the count to 0-2.
You know, both of these teams played Strasburg last week, and both of them came away with tough losses. You know, the Braves, I think, lost 7-6 to Strasburg, and Claymont actually lost in extra innings, 11-10. So they both played Strasburg last week, and now we're here battling today.
No easy task at all to play those number one state-ranked Tigers when it comes to the coaches' poll. That pitch from Rose low and away, so that will move the count to 1-2. Sometimes battle-tested there, so to speak, whenever you have to play some of the best of the best. But, you know, the Braves and Mustangs, no slouches either. That one, outside pitch, Poland offered on it with a check swing, and she battled it off foul. Looked to be just a little bit outside, so she was lucky to make contact there and keep herself alive.
You know, both of these teams have a lot of talent coming next, couple years. I know both their JV teams are both playing well this year, too, and they're playing tonight down in Yerricksville.
A lot of young players for both these teams. That pitch by Rose goes high. A couple sophomores in some of these lineups, a few juniors. I guess you can't count that as young, but a good mix for both these sides. So it's promising futures for both Claymont and Indian Valley softball as Rose sets, fires, 2-2 delivery. That one right at the letter. Strike number 3. Rose works her way out of a base runner in this inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back when the Braves try their hand up against the starting pitcher for the Claymont Mustangs. Meadow Duval softball returns after this.
Hey there, sports fans. When it comes to taking care of the vehicle that transports your team, you expect it to be done with speed and accuracy. This is Phil Miller from the Parkway Quick Lane. When it comes to servicing your team's vehicle, let my team at Parkway Quick Lane deliver you the winning combination to keep your vehicle on the road and safe. If your vehicle needs to get off the sideline and back in the game, visit the Parkway Quick Lane for your next service appointment.
You're with Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Back here with high school softball presented by the Designer Stone Company. Thanks for tuning in with this matchup between the Mustangs and Braves. Mustangs there retired in pretty short order in that top of the first inning there. Shannon, good inning of work by Mia Rose. Got helped out with some good defense, only had one base runner on. For Claymont, starting things off on the mound for them is the sophomore Meadow Duval. Duval coming into this one, 6-2 record, 3.78 ERA. She's pitched 53 2/3 innings, 18 strikeouts, has issued 32 walks, something that Coach Dupke, I'm sure, does not want to see happen whenever you're going up against a high-powered offense like the Braves.
Yeah, you don't want to give up too many base runners, on errors of just throwing balls. You got to make them battle, make them earn it.
Starting behind the plate for Claymont, as we mentioned, the last batter in that inning, Brooklyn Poland. We'll see how she commands this game, helps out Duval. No easy task against a Braves offense that is known to really, really pound the ball. 359 team batting average for them, Shannon. On top of that, 14 home runs, 9 of those coming from senior Katie Deerdorf. Oh, and would you believe Deerdorf leads this thing off?
Yeah, this will be a big batter right here. This could set the tempo of your first inning. If you can get her out, things will go a lot easier for you.
As you can probably hear, it's a slight bit of wind here today from Braves softball field. It feels like it's coming in from the right field side, though. Deerdorf, the right-handed batter, so we'll see if that helps her out any if she pulls one down the left field line, but unless that pushes it too far foul.
Yeah, coming into this game, Deerdorf with her 9 home runs, she's tied with Maddie Dryden, who has 9 home runs in a season, so she gets one more home run, she'll break the school record for season.
I was about to say that is a school record. Thank you for that tidbit, Shannon, bringing that to our attention earlier today. So big moment here for Deerdorf. Of course, the senior had a lot of big moments when it comes to the softball diamond. We'll see if she can deliver again as she leads things off for the Indian Valley Braves. As we mentioned before, Meadow Duval on the mound for the Mustangs. She sets, readies herself. I take that back, hasn't got set quite yet. Now she sets herself and readies. And the first pitch for her. That one delivered right on the upper outside part of the plate, strike number 1 to Katie Deerdorf. Duval just a sophomore, but she's done relatively well with that 6-2 record so far with the Mustangs. 0-1 count here. She delivers to Deerdorf. That one on at the knees, strike number 2. Deerdorf turns around and looks at her dugout, not overly pleased with that one, I don't think. Now she's in a whole 0-2 count. Duval gets the call from Poland, sets herself, rocks, and fires. That one right on the outside part of the plate, strike 3, 3 pitches to sit down Katie Deerdorf. Shannon, that has to be a big confidence builder for Duval.
Yeah, she came right at her. Katie might not have agreed with the calls, but the pitcher got the calls this time, and now you got to regroup.
Now at the plate for the Braves, number 3, the second baseman, Taylor Spillman, had a nice play earlier to get the lead runner in that first inning. Spillman watches the first pitch that catches the outside part of the plate. A lot of early strikes here for Duval. That's going to be key moving forward. Spillman entering this game. The junior batting .322. She pushes that one down the right field line, nearly caught by the first baseman for Claymont, Hannah Snyder, just out of the reach of the glove there. Would have been a quick 2 outs rather. Instead, count goes to 0-2 on Spillman.
Yeah, that just went off the edge of her glove. Like you said, that would have been huge to get out that quick.
Spillman, something else to note here. Lots of 1 home run so far this season, 11 RBIs. Has done a great job of getting on base as well. Has a couple strikeouts, though. That one misses. We'll go to a 1-2 count. Now getting set and ready, Duval. 1-2 count. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning from Janaten Hutton. She delivers, and that one was high, but spinning on it was Spillman, and that one's going to drop in between the center fielder and right fielder. Spillman on her way to second. She's thinking 3. She'll hold up right there, and she'll get the base hit to right center. Runner in scoring position already for the Braves. Good piece of hitting there.
Nice hitting by Spillman to be able to find that gap there in right center.
Almost spoke prematurely there. Thought that one was going to get down easily. Center fielder for Claymont nearly tracking that one down. Good hustle out there by Jordan Gibson, just out of her reach. Now at the plate for the Braves, pitcher Mia Rose. Watches the first pitch in there, just a little bit low, so 1-0 count here to Rose. Do you believe as a pitcher there, Shannon, she's still batting .462, 18 RBIs?
That's pretty impressive. A lot of pitchers, they don't have the big batting average. They can always work on their pitching, but she works on both sides of her game.
Rose there with a hard slice at that one, got under it, and that one will go foul over the Claymont dugout. 1-1 count. Now getting ready, Meadow Duval gets the call. The sophomore gets ready to get set here and deliver the 1-1 pitch. Runner on second is Spillman for the Braves, seeing if they could do a little bit of damage to start things off in this first inning. Ball sets, fires, and that one's fouled away again. So that will be a 1-2 count to Mia. With that 1-2 count here, a lot of strikes early on for Duval. Let's see if she tries to get Rose to chase. Getting the call from the dugout is the catcher Poland. Now getting set on the mound, Duval. She'll wind and fire. Off speed, and she sits down Rose with her second strikeout of the inning. Fantastic piece of pitching there by Duval. Went right after the batter.
Yeah, she went after, and Mia Rose just was late on the swing.
I think it tied her up there a little bit. Wasn't quite ready for that pitch. Now at the plate from the 4 spot, 0-0, Tracy Zerfley, the third baseman for the Braves. Duval's first delivery of this at bat. That one catches the outside part of the plate. Strike number 1. Zerfley here, the senior, batting .322. Second on the team, drawing 10 walks here, but I know she would love to get a hit to the outfield, possibly score Spillman from second base. Duval's next pitch runs a little bit high there. Ball number 1 to Zerfley.
Those 2 outs, this would be big if Duval could get out of the inning here. Hold the Braves just to that 1 hit.
Especially when you're coming to hostile territory. Mustangs pitcher now, the sophomore, gets ready. 1-1 pitch. Pops straight up into the air towards the second base side to Zerfley. Coming in as the right fielder, and she will make the catch, retiring the side. Good work that time around for Meadow Duval. So a little bit of a pitching battle in the first inning here from Janae and Hutton. Don't go anywhere. We'll see what the Mustangs can do on offense right after this.
At Gillen Body Shop, they know that when their business is needed, it's never planned, and that can cause you quite the inconvenience. That's why Gillen Body Shop makes the process as easy as possible for you by making sure the work is completed right the first time. And Gillen Body Shop's experienced staff gives all completed work a 100% guarantee. So when those unplanned repairs to your vehicle are needed, there's only one choice. Gillen Body Shop on Cary Avenue in New Philly, or find them on Facebook.
You're with Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Big thank you for tuning in to this high school softball presentation brought to you by Designer Stone Company, Big Z Sports, Claxon Communications, with you from Janae and Hutton, bringing this Braves-Mustangs matchup. No score here as we head to the top of the second inning. Now at the plate for the Mustangs, first baseman Hannah Snyder. Snyder, the right-handed batter, watches the first delivery there from Mia Rose. That one runs just a little bit inside. Ball number 1 of this at-bat. Snyder entering this season. She's been batting .362 to this point. She puts that one up towards the second baseman, and what a catch by Spillman for the Braves.
Taylor Spillman laid out and got that one. Snyder, she had a nice hit there, thought it was going to get through the gap, but Spillman just showed up and just took it from her.
You want to talk about laying everything out on the line there, Shannon. Tell me rivalries don't matter. Spillman with the phenomenal play here to start off the top of the second inning. Now at the plate for the Mustangs, Nadia Alashore. Alashore, the second baseman. Coming into this game, just a freshman batting .423. Rose gets sets and delivers. That one's fouled back to the screen. Going back to that play by Spillman there, Shannon, you want to talk about getting some momentum and get an early energy boost in a rivalry matchup like this. Phenomenal play. Next delivery from Rose, runs high.
Yeah, that was a great play because she took out one of their big hitters.
Two-one pitch there from Rose, fouled over the Claymont dugout. Pushes the count to 2-2. Rose readies herself for the delivery here to the freshman, Alashore. She watches that one run high and outside, so now a full count. Second time in 2 innings to this point, Shannon, that we've had a full count from Mia Rose. Not something we'd expect necessarily from a pitcher with 155 strikeouts, but she's going to issue a walk here. Good piece of hitting there from Alashore, rather, I guess, good eye from Alashore.
Yeah, she did a great job standing in the box, making the pitcher pitch to her. And that just goes back to that play by Spielman, how big of a play that was, because that ball was, a matter of inches from being in the gap.
Would have been 2 base runners on here for Claymont. Instead, it's 1 out, but a base runner on first. Next delivery from Rose to Savannah Morris is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Morris, the junior, batting .279, 20 RBIs for her, and she whiffs at that one. Good pitch from Rose, low and inside. So she's quickly got the count now to 0-2 in her favor. Rose sets, fires. That one right on the outside part of the plate. Strike 3. Boy, almost like issuing a walk there, Shannon. She didn't want to mess around with the next batter.
No, she came right after. She knew she had to get that out. Now she's got 2 outs, now it's in her favor.
Now up at the plate for the Mustangs, freshman Lonnie Abiel. Abiel watches the first pitch that gets in there at the knees. The freshman batting .296, 12 RBIs for her. Runner at first base, a fellow freshman, Alashore. Claymont hoping to crack the scoreboard here. Next pitch will catch at the knees once again. Rose after issuing that walk, has thrown 4 straight strikes. Take that back, 5 straight strikes. Quick math there, Shannon.
Yeah, she's just going to come right at him now.
Rose delivers. That one runs a little bit high. Good eye from Abiel. 1-2 count.
And just as we say that, we put a jinx on her, and she run 1 high.
We did. When will we learn? Rose readies herself. 1-2 pitch. That one runs a little bit low. Runner going to second base. Good throw down from Deerdorf. It hits off the shin of Alashore. That goes all the way to center field. It's going to go to the wall. Here comes Alashore running home. Throw comes in, and it's not going to be anywhere close in time. Early lead for the Claymont Mustangs on a miscue there from the catcher and the shortstop.
Yeah, the shortstop wasn't ready for it. You like to have that one back, but you're not going to get it back, and now you got to find a way to get this next out and get out of the inning.
A lot of speed there for the Mustangs. They're running all the way from second base to home. Next pitch to Abiel, fouled off, so we'll stay at 2-2. You can hear that Mustangs dugout is now fired up for the early lead here in Janaton.
Not only did she have a lot of speed there, but she did that after she took a ball to the shin.
That's true. That probably didn't feel too good. 2-2 count here, 2 outs. Rose delivers. That one slipped out of her hand. It looked a little bit. Now we've got another full count. Rose here takes a deep breath, tries to collect herself, finding her team behind early, 1-0. Payoff pitch runs on the inside part of the plate. Strike number 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Rose, but the damage is done in a way by Claymont. Early 1-0 lead by the Mustangs. Don't go anywhere. We'll see if the Braves can get that one back coming up after this.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
You found it. Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Claymont at the plate now for this IVC showdown with that, take that back, they're on defense rather, with that early 1-0 lead. Nick McWilliams, Shannon Thomas joining you for this presentation brought to you by Designer Stone Company. At the plate for the Braves, start things off in the bottom of the second inning. It's Cassidy Cross, the shortstop. Cross entering this game, the senior batting at .315. She's accounted for 13 runs so far this season. Braves hoping to try to work their way back and get this run back that's caused by an unforced error, so to speak, from the throwdown on that stolen base. A little off by Deerdorf, hits the shin of the base runner, and Alice House ends up coming all the way around to score. And there's a way to start off an inning. Slaps that one on the first pitch to right center field, and that's a base hit for Cross on the very first pitch she saw.
Yeah, she had nice timing on that, and she put it right where she wanted it, right in the gap in right center.
Now at the plate, Kaylee McPeak, the center fielder for the Braves. Senior batting .297, 13 RBIs. Braves, as we know, Shannon, a very, very good hitting team, so finding themselves behind early wouldn't necessarily be means for panic, especially when you got a pitcher like Rose on the mound. Delivery from Duval runs high, ball number 1. High end a little bit outside, might have been a bit of a pitch out there. See if Poland could fire it down to first, possibly catch Cross. Duval gets the call, readies herself. Winds and fires. That one runs low. Good pick out of the dirt by Poland. Count moves to 2-0.
Two very good catchers here tonight. They're able to fish those balls out of the dirt. Poland, she's having a pretty good game behind the plate right now.
Not as easy as some people would think it is, especially when you don't know how that spin's going to affect that ball, where it's going to bounce. Duval behind in the count 2-0. She'll set and fire. That one runs high to McPeak, so a 3-0 count here.
Duval's got to calm down here. She's got to find a way to get some strikes across those plates. She don't want to put 2 runners on with no outs.
Absolutely not, Shannon. Good point there. In the on-deck circle, Madison Monte for the Braves. 3-0 pitch to McPeak. That one right down the pipe. She had the take all the way. So now the count moves to 3-1. Mustangs lead here, top of the second inning. Take that back, bottom of the second inning. 1-0. Duval delivers and couldn't quite catch the outside part of the plate, so a walk issued here. 2 runners on for the Braves, no outs at the plate. Madison Monte, the first baseman.
Nice job by McPeak, just standing there and patiently waiting. Sometimes it's hard to hold off of those, but she waited.
The junior first baseman for the Braves, and Monte has done some damage this year. .375 batting average, 12 RBIs. Has went yard once. 2 runners on here, prime a chance to take this lead. Bunt for Monte, and on to first. We had the out recorded here, maybe?
Yeah, he called her out.
Take that back. Oh, yes. I believe the ball might have hit her off that bunt. And it does look like, I think, is what we got the call here. So the bunt attempt by Monte ends up hitting her when she was coming out of the box. So 1 out in the inning for the Mustangs, maybe catching a break there, as that was a perfectly placed bunt by Monte.
Yeah, I missed it, so, I'll have to go back tonight to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel and watch Casey Claxton Communication Guys on the camera and see what I missed.
Good plug there, Shannon. Next pitch delivery from Duval goes to Cora Love. That one catches the outside part of the plate, 0-1 count. Love, the junior, batting .326. Duval sets, fires. That one pushed right back to the pitcher. Great fielding from Duval. Play goes on to third. She'll get the lead runner back to first. Nothing there. Runner advances from second to third. Great heads-up running by McPeak. So that'll be runners at the corners for the Braves. 2 outs. Good plays all around there. Duval having the reaction and the wherewithal to push it on to third base, get that lead runner. Tried to go to first, but McPeak, aware of what was happening there, and ends up taking that base with a prime chance to tie this one up with Carrie Anderson now, the left fielder, at the plate.
Carrie hit her first varsity home run last week. She might be looking to get one here.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind that one at all as the delivery from Duval catches the outside corner. Strike one. Anderson, the junior, entering this game. Shannon batting .400. Mentioned got her first varsity home run last week. Does have 5 RBIs as well. Duval steps up to the mound. Winds and fires. Anderson offers at that one. That's a laser beam right back up the middle. And this game is tied. Right past the outstretched glove of Duval. Anderson had that one in her eyesight all the way.
Yeah, it was a nice job right there by Carrie. She stayed on that ball, and she was able to drive it out to center field.
1-1 now is the score here from Jeanette, and the Braves tie this one up. Back at the plate, top of the order here in Katie Deerdorf. Runners at second and first for the Braves. And we got an intentional walk here of Deerdorf, as might not be surprised by that one, Shannon, considering, 9 home runs so far to this season.
No, she's got a big bat, but, you brought up at the end of the first inning, Katie struck out. That was only her 8th strikeout of the season, and she has more home runs than she has strikeouts, so they're going to go ahead and take the chance and put her on base.
That's not really necessarily a bad idea by any means. And again, at the plate, Taylor Spillman, the second baseman for the Braves, no slouch when it comes to batting either, as she takes strike number 1. Spillman batting .322, doesn't have any home runs, but the bases are jacked.
And the last at bat, she came up with a big hit out the right center, so we'll see if she can do it again.
Spillman watches the next delivery from Duval, and that one's right in there. Strike number 2, so 2 early strikes, or 2 quick strikes, I should say, for this at bat. Bottom of the second inning here from Jeanette. Things deadlocked at 1 apiece. Braves with a good opportunity here to score, even with 2 outs, bases loaded. Meadow Duval for Claymont. Sets, delivers. That one pushed foul by Spillman. Fought that one off the outside part of the plate.
Looks to be a little bit of rain off in the distance. We might get wet here real quick.
I don't know if I'd say that's a little bit of rain there, Shannon. Hopefully that keeps going that way. Hopefully that draws past the left field fence. I don't believe that's going to happen, as next delivery from Duval runs outside. That one looked very good. Not quite there, though. Now goes to a 1-2 count.
You could tell how big this game is with these two communities when you look around this ball field. All the base lines are full. The outfield's full. You got fans sitting behind the backstop. We don't want to see this game get ruined by rain.
Even with a refreshing drizzle, as Duval's next delivery there might have slipped out of her hand a bit. Count goes to 2-2. Good piece of hitting by Spillman to lay off there. Runners on base right now for the Braves. Cora Love, Carrie Anderson, and Katie Deerdorf after that intentional walk. 2-2 offering. And Spillman couldn't quite decide if she wanted to take a swing at that one or not. Great pitch by Duval, and she will work her way out of that inning with minimal damage. 1-1 is the score as we go to the third inning. Don't go anywhere. Softball returns from Jeanette right after this.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer Showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
Now, back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
The Mustangs and Braves win picking up here now. We'll see what happens as Shannon Thomas showing me the radar. Looks like we're going to get a bit of a downpour here for just a few brief moments, and then we should be able to get back to action, I would hope, Shannon.
Yeah, it's not going to last very long.
But it's going to be heavy when it does last.
But it's going to be long enough to get you wet.
Well, I didn't need to read my notes for this game anyway, right? Who needs them? Good thing we had the wherewithal to bring tarps, things like that. As stepping up to the plate now, the Mustangs hoping to recapture the lead Lexi Greer at the plate, and she'll foul the first pitch. First offering from Rose away, 0-1 count.
We'll see if this rain affects Rose at the mound any.
And that one's popped straight up to the right side, running over as the first baseman for the Braves. That one just goes out of play, however. Good hustle by first baseman Madison Monte. Couldn't quite get over there in time, also was ultimately out of play. So 0-2 count here. Next delivery for Rose. Swung on and missed. Strikeout to start the inning for Rose. This might be the first time ever in a broadcast I'm going to ask my color man to go to my car and get a umbrella, but it could possibly happen. Next at bat for Claymont. That one slapped to the shortstop, over to first base, and they got him. Good piece of hitting there by McKenna Brown. Good hustle as well. Couldn't quite capitalize, however.
Shortstop Cassidy Cross did a nice job getting it there. Madison Monte did a nice job stretching out to make the play.
Mia Rose on the mound. He's done a good job so far. Has that one blemish on that run scored. It was an unearned run, however. Next up for Claymont, center fielder Jordan Gibson. Gibson earlier in this game grounded into a fielder's choice. That one skips off of home plate. So ball number one. Rose might have lost a handle on that one. Things getting a little soupy here, as they would say. I'm getting a good laugh from the Claxon Communications guys over here with soupy, and looks like we are going to have each side head to the dugout. No surprise, as you can probably imagine. So we're going to take a quick break as well. Hopefully come back when this rain has bypassed, or maybe not. We'll see what happens. Don't go anywhere. Softball right here by Claxon Communications and Big Z Sports. We'll be back.
Pizza is most everyone's favorite, and you have plenty of choices, but there's just something different about a pizza from Amici's Pizza in West Lafayette. Amici's Pizza takes pizza to an all-new level. You can get a traditional Italian pizza or try one of their delicious specialty pizzas. And everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. It doesn't get any better than Amici's Pizza, Kirk Street, West Lafayette. Big city taste for a small town price.
Powered by Purpose at Kent State University, Tuscarawas. Kent State Tusk offers over 30 bachelor's and associate degrees. We have over a dozen athletic programs, including basketball and volleyball. Student life is diverse with over 20 extracurricular student clubs. Our nursing and technology programs are some of the most sought after in the area. Staying local is the most cost-effective way of obtaining your degree. Define your own success. Powered by Purpose at Kent State University, Tuscarawas.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer Showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
Now, back back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
Used to say that whenever it would be raining and he didn't want it to, it's just a little cloudburst. And funny enough, here in Jeanneton, that's what we just had, was an actual cloudburst, and now we have sunshine overhead. Imagine that one.
Yeah, it was quick, It rained long enough for Nick to run to the car and get his pink umbrella, but now the rain's done and we're going back to playing softball.
I would say, was I dry? I'm not, because by the time I got back, the rain had stopped. So thank you for tuning in to this broadcast brought to you by Big Z Sports, Claxon Communications, and, of course, the Designer Stone Company. Probably the shortest rain delay that's ever happened in softball. We're going to be getting back to the action here now. I'm going to have to recapture my thoughts here. 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning here from Jeanneton Hutton. At the plate for the Mustangs, Jordan Gibson, the center fielder. On the mound for the Braves, Mia Rose. Let's get this one underway. As the stadium completely cleared out, as you can imagine. But fans going to be making their way back in from their cars. As yes, the sun, please come and dry us all back out. Gibson with the 1-0 count. Watches the next pitch go in low. 2-0. Shannon, if I make jokes about trying to keep book and tell you what happened their last time up, no promises. You should see what this looks like. It is drenched. Gibson there offers it. That one pushes it to the third baseman. Throw across, and she got her easily. Good play there on defense by the Braves, and we will now shift gears and put them back on offense. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
The First National Bank of Denison appreciates the hard work and dedication area athletes exhibit to be the best they can be for their team. We follow that same philosophy with our customers, working hard to build personal relationships and making our services convenient. The First National Bank of Denison's community involvement is important to us, and we love supporting our local schools. The First National Bank of Denison, with offices in Denison, Dover, Jeanneton Hutton, South Broadway, and Schunbrunn and New Philadelphia. We have our roots where others have their branches. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're with Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Back here in Jeanneton, more high school softball action on the way here. If you're tuned in to WTUZ.com, you can't see what we're laughing about right now. If you're tuned in with our YouTube page, thanks to Claxon Communications. Got a little problem with our big overhead cam from Casey Claxon pointing that one out. Got some raindrops on that. It's visual effects is what we'll call it. Yeah, he says Shannon needs to climb up there and clean that off. He didn't seem too happy about that.
Now, I'm not going to climb up there. I don't know if it could really hold me.
You don't get workers' comp in radio, just so you know, so might want to avoid that. Braves back on offense here. Meadow Duval still on the mound for the Mustangs. 1-1 game in the 3rd inning. At the plate, fellow pitcher Mia Rose now getting things underway for the Braves. I'd tell you what she was coming in batting this season there, Shannon. I can find it, 462. All of my papers have become soup. First offering there runs a little bit off the plate, so Duval now with a 1-0 count to start off this inning.
Usually after a rain delay, both teams get time to warm up, but that rain was so quick,
didn't need it.
Warm up.
That was just a refreshing rain if you were getting a little too hot with the humidity. Now even more humidity. Rose pushes that one to the left side in between the third baseman and shortstop. Good piece of hitting there for the sophomore pitcher.
Yeah, she made good contact with that, and it got off the bat pretty quick, and Abiel out there at shortstop didn't really have a chance to get to it.
We have head coach Dusty Braun now coming up, probably going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, and yes, we absolutely will. Coming on to the plate now, to the first base, rather, Cameron Enos, the sophomore. Rose will take a seat now, keep your pitcher protected. We'll see if Enos, how she can run the base paths here. With at the plate now is third baseman Tracy Zerfley. Deadlocked in the 3rd inning here, 1-2-1, exactly what you'd expect out of a rivalry. Good on these fans for both communities here, coming right back out after that rain, even with a wet seat now for some. Meadow Duval gets set on the mound, and her first delivery of this at-bat runs outside, ball number 1. Zerfley, as I mentioned earlier there, Shannon, coming into this game, I can find a batting .323. That one runs high as well, 2-0 count. After a rain delay like that, even if it is such a brief delay, that can sometimes be a problem for players, just having that weird brief rest and then having to come right back out on the field.
Yeah, luckily with the Braves, Mia was able to get right back to the mound and get that last out.
Rose, her next delivery is also high, so that will be a 3-0 count. Possibly pitching carefully here to Zerfley. As I mentioned, comes into this game 6th best on the team in terms of batting average for the Braves. 3-0 count, I would imagine it goes right down the pipe, and it certainly does. Might have been on the outside corner, actually. 3-1 count now to the third baseman for the Braves. The senior hoping to give her team the lead with, at first, Cameron Enos. No outs here in the third inning. Duvall delivers. That one runs high, and it's another walk issued.
That's not the position Duvall needed to be in right there. Now she's got 2 base runners with no outs.
Difficult spot here for the sophomore pitcher. She'll now be delivering to shortstop Cassidy Cross, who her last at bat. Remember that real nice hit to the right center field, a nice line drive shot on the very first pitch she saw. All readies. Gets the call from her catcher, Poland. Winds and fires. That one is a bunt right down the left field line. That is a fantastic one. Throw over to first, and it's not there in time. Play at the plate. And I don't believe we had a tag, but I take that back as coming around. Down is the sophomore Cameron Enos there. Had some real confusion. Sorry for the quiet moments there as we had a collision at the plate. Enos did not ultimately slide, and the sophomore's down. So we'll take a quick timeout here, come back for more softball right after this.
This is Jim Smucker, president of Kime in downtown Charm, Ohio. By now we hope you are aware of our local next-day delivery service. We call it Local Express. You simply call us to place your order and those items will be on your doorstep the very next day. Now that's Kime time. The new catalog is available at kimehome.com and you can call 330-893-5030 to place your order today. That's 330-893-5030. When you think Kime, think lumber plus everything you need to make a house a home.
You found it. Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Back to Janaton for more softball action here as helped off the field was sophomore Cameron Enos, has had a collision at the plate on a bunt attempt there from Cassidy Cross. She was ultimately safe at first base. Play came to the plate and had a collision between the catcher for Claymont, Poland, and Enos. Enos helped off by head coach Dusty Braun. So we will hope that Enos ends up being all right. Looked like she might have banged knees with the catcher. So next up at the plate for the Braves is Kaylee McPeak. McPeak pushes it right over the pitcher. Throw on to first. Not quite there in time. Sliding in safe at home is Tracy Zerfley. That'll give the Braves the 2-1 lead.
Nice job there for McPeak to get down the first base line and beat that throw.
McPeak now will be at first base, credited with that infield single. Also giving her team that 2-1 lead. Now at the plate, first baseman Madison Monte for the Braves. Her first time up, she was a ground out to the pitcher. I believe a bunt attempt there, Shannon. Monte swings at a low pitch, and that one right to the second baseman for Claymont, Nadia Alashore. So that will be 2 away in this inning. Still had a very confusing play at the plate there, Shannon. Still trying to kind of break down what exactly happened there. But regardless, Braves up 2-1 in the third inning. 2 outs. At the plate now, Cora Love for the Braves. Pitch comes in from Duvall, and she pushes that one down the left field line. Just goes foul. Love enters this game. The junior batting .326. Duvall, I will say, giving up that pair of runs so far, Shannon, but she's had some pretty good command.
Yeah, she's done a nice job at the mound. The Braves have just done a good job putting the ball in play.
That one's pushed to the right side to the second baseman, Alashore, and Love is retired, so that will be the end of that inning. The Braves do ultimately get the 2-1 lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back and see if the Mustangs can answer right back after this.
Are you looking for a local propane supplier? TMK Valley Propane would like to offer you our hassle-free guarantee. We can provide you excellent service with automatic fill options, budget plans, and easy delivery. Let TMK show you how we take the hassle out of your winter heating needs. Give us a call today for a free site evaluation, 330-897-3911.
All the way with TMK, service with a personal touch.
Now, back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
Mia Rose gets the ball on the mound again for the Braves, with her team now leading 2-1 here. Beautiful weather all of a sudden, Shannon Thomas, for softball, as we do have it's an overcast sunshine, but still sunshine nonetheless after that rain has officially moved through.
The rain has gone. The wind has gone.
The rain has gone. And shout out to the Claxon Communications guys for mostly clean camera lenses. I'm not sure if we still have our overhead one. Oh, yeah. Hey, Casey telling me that, yes, we are good to go. So big thank you to them. And, of course, thank them for also providing this live stream on the Big Z Sports YouTube page. If you're listening in at WTUZ.com, thank you as well. This broadcast brought to you by Designer Stone Company. First offering of the inning for Rose. Runs on the inside part of the plate to Grace Hudnall. Strike number 1. Hudnall first time up, Shannon. Ground out to the pitcher. That's no ground out that time, as that's a laser beam to the center fielder, and it takes a bad bounce and goes over ahead. All the way to the fence now. On her way to third is Hudnall. Hudnall looking for home, and she will be held up there by head coach John Dupke. What a piece of hitting there by Hudnall, and got a little bit of a break, as that was a very, very rough bounce two-handle out there in center field for Kaylee McPeak.
Yeah, that's a huge hit right there, because what we've said in all the other broadcasts, you got to get guys on base early. Now they got a runner on third base with no outs.
Just a very unfortunate bounce there. Couldn't do anything about that, could McPeak. Good hustle and good heads-up base running by Hudnall to get all the way to third base. I think Coach Dupke thought about sending her. Decided not, with no one out in this inning, with his catcher Brooklyn Poland in, who watched the first pitch that runs on the inside part of the plate, strike number 1.
This is where Mia Rose will have to step up on that pitcher's mound and take control of the next 3 batters to keep that runner at bay.
Poland, a very good hitter for the Mustangs, as Rose sets and fires. A fake bunt there. Poland batting .424, has 31 RBIs so far this season. Shannon, she leads the team, so this is a tough spot for Rose. 1-1 offering. She tried to bunt that time, and that one bounced back off the plate into the mid of Deerdorf, so it's a 1-2 count.
Now she's got herself in trouble. Now she's got to battle back.
1-2 count for Poland. She watches the pitch from Rose, and it runs just a little bit high. Now the count to 2-2. Base runner at third for the Mustangs. Representing the tying run, Grace Hudnall with some great base running there. Unfortunate bounce out there in center field for McPeak. Poland whiffs on a low and away pitch. Strike 3. Good piece of pitching there from Rose, Shannon.
Yeah, nice job by Rose to get out of that. Coming up now, Hannah Snyder, she had to hit in the last time, but that's when Spielman made the nice diving catch. So, Snyder knows where she's got to do here.
See if Spielman can have that kind of magic again, as sure enough, that one goes right to her. That is a good piece of hitting by Snyder, hitting behind the base runner there, so scoring easily is Hudnall. This game locked up, or deadlocked rather, in the 4th inning. 2-2, 2 outs here now at the plate. Nadia Alashore, who drove in, had a pretty strong hit her last time up, but ultimately was retired. I take that back, Shannon. She ultimately walked and then came around to score with some heads-up base running. First delivery there is strike number 1 for Rose. Second baseman for the Mustangs there offers at that one, and boy, Rose had her all kinds of tied up with an off-speed pitch. 0-2 count now. Rose here hoping to limit the damage here as the game deadlocked again at 2. Her offering 2-2 pitch, 0-2 pitch. Good piece of batting by Alashore. Fouls it back to the screen. We'll do it again at 0-2.
Mia's got to find a way to get out of this inning now. There is 2 outs, so it is in her favor, but Hannah Snyder did the big damage.
Rose's pitch there. Oh, I thought that was strike number 3. Went a little bit high. 1-2 count. Olashore sets herself. Rose gets the call from Deerdorf and her offering. Right back to the pitcher. Rose, it's off the end of her glove. Olashore hustling down to first base, and she'll make it. Rose just off the end of her glove. Couldn't quite squeeze that one. Great reaction time, but ultimately couldn't retire. So Claymont has another base runner still alive here in the 4th inning.
And they got a base runner that last time was able to steal herself all the way around home. Well, one of them was on an error.
Believe it or not, that was Olashore herself. So
right.
See what happens this time around. Delivery from Rose. That one was high, but Savannah Morris offered at that one. 0-1 count. Last time up, Morris was a victim of looking at strike number 3. Rose's 0-1 pitch runs inside, 1-1 count. Hard to call that one an error, Shannon, on Mia Rose, as that was a hard play to make, but probably E1 would be the call there. Rose's offering. That one's fouled away by Morris. Kind of had a slow reaction time off the mound. I think she thought she had it there for a minute.
Yeah, I think she thought she had it, and then she was surprised when it fell out of her glove.
1-2 count here. 2 outs, 4th inning. Braves and Mustangs deadlocked at 2 at the plate. Savannah Morris against pitcher for the Braves, Mia Rose. Rose readies herself for the 1-2 offering. That one fouled away. Heading for a windshield, as Chris Cale would say. Didn't hear that familiar crash sound, so everyone must be clear here in Janaton.
Morris doing a good job, battling with Rose. She's going to try to poke one out here.
Rose readies herself. 1-2 pitch. Runs high. Runner goes. Olashore is caught by a perfect throw by Deerdorf. Great way to end the inning there. A little bit of redemption for her, too, after that earlier error ended up costing the Braves a run. So we will come back with the Braves at the plate trying to recapture their lead. This softball presentation by the Designer Stone Company returns in just a few moments.
Buying a home has never been so affordable with record low interest rates. Hartzler's Quality Housing is ready to put over 40 years of experience to work for you. Family owned and operated since 1978, Hartzler's has a wide selection of model homes on site with a knowledgeable team to help make your new home a reality. Open 6 days a week. Visit them off I-77 in Dover or online at hartzlers.com. Hartzler's Quality Housing. Quality from start to finish.
You're with Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Leading things off for the Braves in this inning, left fielder Carrie Anderson now coming up to the plate. Things deadlocked here in Janaton. Mustangs, Braves at 2 apiece. Bottom of the 4th inning. Thanks for tuning in, whether you're at WTUZ.com or the Big Z Sports Live page. That's powered by Claxon Communications. Been a very, very back and forth game to this point, Shannon. Both these teams showing why they are the tops in the IVC South.
Yeah, both teams come out here to play hard today, and they're putting on a good show right now for the fans.
Anderson at the plate, her first time up. She drove a single. Anderson, the junior, batting .400 so far this year, boosted that number a little bit with that single. Anderson sees the first pitch, and she offers, and not very happy with herself. That one, as she knows that one was way low, almost skipped off the plate. Good motion on the pitch by Meadow Duval.
Yeah, I think halfway through her swing, Carrie knew that she messed up.
Duval's 0-1 offering. And Anderson pushes it past the third baseman. That's her second hit of the game, and she'll hold up at first base. So Braves have their leadoff runner on here, tied with the Mustangs at 2 apiece, and now at the plate, catcher Katie Deerdorf. Deerdorf, her last time up, she was put on base intentionally to load the bases by the Mustangs.
Duval asks us for a dry ball here. Now, if you're going to go against a big bat, you want to make sure you have a dry ball.
Big bat to the tune of 9 home runs so far this season. As you mentioned, could set the new record for the Braves in single-season home runs with softball. Duval readies herself and fires. Deerdorf watches the first pitch that catches her at the knees. Looks down to her coach, Dusty Braun. Not overly happy, but big credit to Duval knowing exactly where to pitch Deerdorf.
Yeah, she's not going to give her anything easy. She's going to put it right on the borderline of a ball or a strike, and then she's going to hope the blue gives her the call.
That one rocketed in between the third baseman and shortstop. Deerdorf is on with her first hit of the game. 2 runners on now for the Braves. Coming up to the plate, second baseman Taylor Spillman.
Nice job by the left fielder out there to scoop that up and get it back in to keep Carrie Anderson at second base.
I think there was a little frustration behind that one after Deerdorf had the error that cost him a run, had the strikeout for just her 8th strikeout this year. She got rid of some of that frustration on that swing.
Yeah, she got around on that one quick, and she drove it to the outfield.
Spillman at the plate her last time up. She was a strikeout victim, but had a double in the first inning of this one. Duvall now offers. That one just a bit outside, I do believe. Yes, Spillman was able to pull back the bat there on that bunt attempt.
No outs right here. Dusty Braun's going to try to move the runners.
Play a little small ball. That benefits you more often than not, at least in my humble opinion. Spillman ready for the pitch. She squares around again, and she'll bunt that one perfectly right out in front of home plate. Play at first is a close one, but they will ultimately retire her. Moves both runners in. Well, moves the lead runner into third base, and Deerdorf to second base here. Prime opportunity for pitcher Mia Rose.
Nice bump by Spielman. She needed it to roll about 3 more inches, and she would have been safe, but nice play by Poland to get the ball down to first base.
It's not an easy play for a catcher coming out from behind the plate there, so credit to her here. 1 out in the inning, with the Braves tied with the Mustangs 2-2. Chance to recapture that lead. Duvall's offering is almost down the right field line there, but hooked just a little bit too much. Rose trying to take the ball that way. Boy, that caught the Mustangs off guard if it was in play.
Yeah, it got down to first baseline at the last second there. It started taking a big curve.
Duvall there changing out that ball, getting a dry one. Really thankful for that weather to move out of the area here. It's really left a nice cool air now. Duvall, the sophomore, steps up to the mound now for the 0-1 delivery here. 1 out in the 4th inning. Rose turns on that one, pops it sky high to left field. Racing in is the left fielder for the Mustangs. She makes the catch. Anderson thought about going home, and boy, what a throw from left field. Well, it's a good thing Anderson did not try to go home. Left fielder for the Mustangs, Grace Hudnall, fired that one in there. Anderson probably would have been caught.
Yeah, nice job by Grace. She caught the ball. She was coming forward, was able to rifle it in. Pullen made a nice catch. Good job by the Mustangs. Now we got 2 outs here.
So the pop out to Rose, as you did mention there, Shannon, now moves things to 2 outs at the plate. Third baseman Tracy Zerfley. Zerfley in this game walked her last time at the plate. And she'll swing it a way low pitch there. Second baseman Alla Shore goes back, makes the catch. And Duvall works out of that inning, so we'll stay deadlocked at 2 apiece here. Moving on to the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. Softball from Janayton returns right after this.
Hey there, sports fans. When it comes to taking care of the vehicle that transports your team, you expect it to be done with speed and accuracy. This is Phil Miller from the Parkway Quick Lane. When it comes to servicing your team's vehicle, let my team at Parkway Quick Lane deliver you the winning combination to keep your vehicle on the road and safe. If your vehicle needs to get off the sideline and back in the game, visit the Parkway Quick Lane for your next service appointment.
You found it. Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
You've come to the right place for high school softball action. It's with Big Z Sports, Claxon Communications, and the Designer Stone Company. Claymont Mustangs here traveling to Janayton, take on the Indian Valley Braves, and we are deadlocked at 2 apiece. Top of the 5th inning. It's been a very chess match type game here. Both sides having a few mistakes, but recovering well and keeping this game tied at 2 apiece. Shannon, I know it's been an exciting one to this point.
You know, it's been a real good game, but you got to give a lot of credit to the Mustang defense that last inning. You know, they had 2 base runners on with no outs and was able to hold those runners and get all 3 outs and get out of that inning. Nice job by the Mustangs.
Now at the plate again for the Mustangs, Savannah Morris. Of course, she was in a 1-2 count last inning, but Alla Shore, the base runner, ends up getting caught stealing by Deerdorf, so Morris will come back to the plate. New count for her. First pitch from Mia Rose, inside and low, so we'll start things off at 1-0. Rose's next delivery runs high and outside. You hear that Claymont bench now getting a little fired up.
2 straight balls.
Rose here takes a deep breath, readies herself, gets the call from Deerdorf. Her offering, that time she blew it right by Morris. Count improves to 2-1. The junior Morris batting .279 coming into this one. So far in this game, she was a strikeout victim. Morris behind that one, but still gets a little piece of the bat on it. Count goes to 2-2.
Rose, who came out with those first 2 pitches, were 2 straight balls, and his last 2 pitches, she's just come right at her. You know, that's nice to have that heat in your back pocket where if you just want it, you go get it.
See if she tries to tie up Morris here with an off-speed pitch. She does not. She tries to blow it right by her. That time, Morris much more ahead of that pitch, timing it up a little bit better there. Fouls it away to the left base side to her head coach, John Dupke, who's laughing back and forth at the Indian Valley coaches as well.
Yeah, the Claymont Mustang players, you know, they've taken a lot of shots at their coach tonight. They probably got a little side bet to see who's going to be the first one to get him.
He's got quick feet over there in the third base coach's box. Mia Rose now with the count at 2-2. Her offering to Morris. Morris way ahead of that one. Strike 3. Second time in this game she's been sat down by Rose. And there are now, that is the first out of the inning, rather, in the top of the 5th. Now at the plate, Lonnie Abule. Freshman batting .296. You're laughing because I keep checking my notes every time? Delivery from Rose. Abule fouls that one off the screen.
Well, after our last game where we butchered some names, you know, we got to make sure we got it right tonight.
No, Shannon, we never make mistakes, right? That doesn't happen. It's live radio, ladies and gentlemen.
Ask our wives, we're perfect.
Yeah, don't do that. Abule now steps back into the batter's box behind him, the count 0-1. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Rose delivers. That one runs low and inside. Abule, her last time out, struck out looking. Rose readies herself. 1-1 delivery. That one is dribbled to the left, to the third baseman, rather, Zerfley, who deliver it perfectly over to the first baseman. 2 outs in the inning. Lexi Greer, the third baseman for the Mustangs. She struck out her last at bat, but she'll be back up with a chance here to keep the inning going. Already 2 retired by Rose in the 5th. First pitch runs just a bit inside, ball 1. Moments of pitching dominance, moments of some good offense. It's got everything so far, Shannon.
Yeah, you know, both teams have done great with the plate tonight against caliber pitchers.
Foul tip there into the glove of Deerdorf, so strike 1 in this at bat. Greer there seemed a little bit behind that one, so we'll see if she tries to speed up that bat a little bit. Rose offers it on the low inside part of the plate, strike number 2. That is almost unhittable, Shannon.
Yeah, the batter wasn't even going to take a swing at it because she didn't know if she could get to it or not, and it was a strike.
Rose readies herself. 1-2 delivery. Swung on and pushed to the second baseman, Spillman, who can't quite get a glove on that one. Greer reaches, and we have a base runner here in the top of the 5th for the Mustangs. Tough play for Spillman there, going to her left, got past the first baseman, and I think she had her eyes set on getting the ball over to the first baseman. Reacted just a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, I think she brought her eyes up too quick and then ricocheted off her glove. But good job getting the ball back under control to hold the runner.
McKenna Brown, the right fielder, back up at the plate. She led this game off with a single. Last time up, ground out to the third baseman, Zerfley, and she paints that one to left field. Carrie Anderson going over to it, but it's going to drop right in front of her. So 2 base runners on now for the Mustangs with 2 outs. Things getting a little more interesting now with center fielder Jordan Gibson at the plate.
Nice job by the Mustangs right there, getting 2 balls in play. Gibson's got a shot right here to put the Braves or the Mustangs back up on top.
Gibson so far hitting to a fielder's choice in the first inning, then a ground out to the third baseman Zerfley in the third. 2 outs here, top of the 5th. Rose delivers to Gibson. First pitch is in there, strike number 1. Gibson batting .418 so far. The senior is there, Shannon. 26 RBIs. 2 home runs for her as well. Boy, she could break this game wide open with a long bomb. She offers at that one and fouls it back to the screen.
What a memory that would be for a senior taking on your rivalry to be able to send it park to give your team the lead late in this game.
Wouldn't be disappointed, I can assure you that one. But Rose has the advantage in this at bat. 0-2 count. See if she tries to go off speed, maybe make Gibson chase. Rose offers. That was an off-speed pitch, I do believe, but it ran low, ball 1.
Big battle right here. 1-2 the count.
Deerdorf gets the call from the dugout, gives it to her pitcher, Rose. Rose offers on the outside part of the plate and just missed. Some Braves faithful thinking that was strike number 3, but instead the count moves to 2-2.
By the pitcher's reaction, I think she thought it was a strike, too.
Could not have missed by much there.
Blue said, nope, let's reload and go again.
Rose fires 2-2 offering, runs high, and now it's a full count for the center fielder, Gibson. Big, big moment here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Rose takes a deep breath, sets and fires. Runs inside, and the bases are jacked with 2 outs.
That was a big walk right there. Now Mia Rose got to find a way to settle down and go get this batter.
Grace Hudnall, if you'll remember the last time she was up, drove a laser shot to center field that took a very awkward hop over the center fielder's head and went all the way around to reach third base. Hudnall also prevented that run from tagging up from the third baseman with that cannon shot in. What was a potential sacrifice fly. First pitch from Rose, runs and catches the inside part of the plate. Strike 1 to the left fielder for the Mustangs.
Hudnall batting number 3 in the lineup, so you know the coach has got confidence that she can be able to put the ball in play here.
Probably good confidence when you're batting .390 with 21 RBIs. Rose offers, that one fouled away. Off the calf or the foot or maybe the shin, I'm not sure of Hudnall. That one doesn't feel too good. Count moves to 0-2. 2 outs here. Rose trying to work her way out of a bases-loaded jam, and the senior catcher, Katie Deerdorf, going out and going to talk to her pitcher. Maybe calm her down here a little bit, offer a tip, maybe an approach on what they're going to do with this 0-2 pitch here.
Yeah, they want to make sure they're on the same page here with the bases loaded.
Deerdorf looks over to her head coach, Dusty Braun, as well. I think we also had good opportunity for Hudnall there after fouling that one off of her shin. Went over and talked to her head coach, John Dupke. Make sure she's all good to go. Sure, there's no adrenaline here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, but it's an 0-2 count. Mia Rose trying to work her way out of it for the Braves. Hudnall trying to put a dent in the scoreboard, and she'll pop that one up to the right field side. That one's drifting towards the foul line. Diving attempt by the second baseman, and Spillman didn't quite make contact with that one, though, so that did ultimately travel foul. I couldn't quite see the base path there. We had so many people lined up going for that ball. First baseman, second baseman, right fielder, so the Braves converging on that. Might have lucked out there, though, on that one. That could have been dangerous, scored multiple runs.
Yeah, it took a curve there, and I thought Spielman was going to get to it, and I watched her make a beeline for it, but then the umpire stepped in my line of vision, and I lost track of all of them.
So we'll do it again with an 0-2 count here. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Delivery from Rose, fouled away by Hudnall. Good at bat for her so far, even behind in the count 0-2.
Rose has thrown 4 pitches here, all 4 of them strikes. 2 of them fouled off.
Get a dry ball now coming in from the umpire. Big, big spot here for both Rose and Hudnall. 0-2 delivery. Push to the left field, or the third baseman, Zerfley, who delivers it on to first base. Rose works her way out of that inning. We stay deadlocked at 2 apiece going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. High school softball from Janayton will return in just a few moments.
At Gillen Body Shop, they know that when their business is needed, it's never planned, and that can cause you quite the inconvenience. That's why Gillen Body Shop makes the process as easy as possible for you by making sure the work is completed right the first time. And Gillen Body Shop's experienced staff gives all completed work a 100% guarantee. So when those unplanned repairs to your vehicle are needed, there's only one choice. Gillen Body Shop on Cary Avenue in New Philly, or find them on Facebook.
Now, back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
Sophomore Meadow Duvall on the mound again for the Claymont Mustangs. Tied up here in this IVC South battle. Shannon Thomas 2-2. It's been a gem for both sides. Few mistakes here and there, not always the most perfect thing, but you expect that when you get two teams of this caliber.
Yeah, both teams are playing great on defense. They're backed up with some good pitching. The bats are coming to life when they need them, but they're having trouble getting the runs across the plate. The the Mustangs defense did a great job getting out of the bottom of the fourth. The Braves defense come right back in the top of the fifth and was able to, get out of that jam.
Shortstop Cassidy Cross at the plate now for the Braves. She's accounted for 2 singles so far this game. Shannon, hoping to get a third or maybe an extra base hit here would be a great way to lead off the inning for Indian Valley. Meadow Duvall so far allowing those 2 runs. But she's pitched rather well, limited some of the hottest bats for the Braves in this one. Cross watches the first pitch that catches her right at the knees, strike number 1. Cross enters this game having done rather well, the senior, batting 315 rather. That was an off-speed pitch, and she pops up right over the second baseman's head. Third base hit of the game for Cassidy Cross.
Nice night at the plate for Cassidy Cross. All 3 times she's been at the plate, she's put it in play.
Good piece of hitting there. Was patient on an off-speed pitch and just drove it where she could. Now at the plate, center fielder Kaylee McPeak. McPeak in this game, she's walked and had a single in the third. Prime opportunity here to give Indian Valley the lead once again. Duvall offers, and that one was high, but it was turned on hard by McPeak. Fly ball to left field, hung up there long enough for the Mustangs left fielder to put that one away. Good reaction by Hudnall. Just got under that, did McPeak, Shannon.
Yeah, she got under it and got it up in the air, and, Hudnall's been involved in a lot of good plays tonight out there in left field.
That pop out to the left fielder now, pushing things to 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. At the plate, Madison Monte, the first baseman for the Braves. She's grounded out twice so far. First offering there goes outside for Duvall. See, it looked like catcher Poland there telling Duvall maybe try that pitch over again. Next offering for Duvall. Instead, it's an off-speed pitch. She gets under that one as well. Left fielder running in is Hudnall, and she makes a beautiful catch on the run there. And Monte just looks over at her first base coach like, man, what do I have to do? Third out for her in this game.
A lot of games that might have dropped in fair, but with the athlete that Hudnall is out there in left field, she's really tracking them balls.
Now at the plate, Cora Love for the Braves. So far in this game, she was able to notch a single, but did ground out to the second baseman last time. Love entering this game. The junior batting .326. Base runner on first. Cassidy Cross hoping that one of her teammates can drive her home. This first pitch runs high and outside.
With 2 outs here, Love's got to find a way to make contact, put the ball in play.
Sophomore Duvall gets ready to give the 1-0 pitch. That one rolls in there and gets past the catcher. Advancing to second base will easily be Cassidy Cross. So runner in scoring position here with 2 outs now, Shannon. That could be a big, big moment for Love if she's able to find a gap.
Nice base running there by Cassidy Cross. She was aware of it. She's seen it get by. She wasted no time getting down the baseline.
Poland there couldn't quite slide over it in front of it in time. I think that one might have caught the front of the plate, gave it a very funny bounce. Next delivery, right in there for strike number 1. Love held off on that one, but a good pitch by Duval. Two outs here, bottom of the 5th inning. Braves and Mustangs deadlocked at 2. Duval sets, readies, and fires, and that one's pushed hard to the second baseman, Alashore, and she'll handle that one, flip it on over to first, and we'll now head to the 6th inning, still tied at 2 apiece. Thanks for tuning in to this broadcast brought to you by Designer Stone Company with Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications. We'll have more softball action coming right up.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
You're with Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Back here in Janayton, and if you're joining us through the Big Z Sports YouTube page by Claxon Communications, hope you're having a wonderful evening here. We're enjoying bringing this presentation of softball to you. 2-2, it is tied up the Mustangs and Braves. First offering from Mia Rose in this inning goes high to catcher Brooklyn Poland.
This is a big at bat for Brooklyn Poland here. You know, she's one of the big bats for the Mustangs.
Next pitch there, low and outside. So Rose finds herself behind 2-0 to start the top of the 6th inning. Poland, her 2 at bats so far in this game, Shannon, she has struck out looking once and struck out swinging the next time around. That one catches low and outside. Almost a perfect pitch by Rose. Such a hard one to hit if you're not ready for it. Poland entering this game, as I've mentioned before, batting .424. Rose pitching to her carefully, even with those 2 strikeouts she's had to this point. Next offering there was a ball, so 3-1 count now. See if Rose decides to go right at Poland. She decides to try to surprise her there with a pitch that rose up in the zone a little bit there. Instead, early base runner here, or quick base runner here, rather, in the inning for the Mustangs. Now at the plate, first baseman Hannah Snyder. A prime opportunity to find a lead against their arch rival.
Yeah, Hannah's done a good job at the plate tonight. You know, both times that she's singled out, but one was a great catch by Spielman, and the other one was an RBI. So, you know, even though she's accounted for 2 outs, she's had a decent night at the plate.
First pitch was in there from Rose. Second delivery now is swung on and hit over towards the Claymont dugout. So now the count moves to 0-2.
That's all you can ask for of me. You know, when you have a batter in the box that knows your speed and has made contact with you, you know, you're ahead on the count right now, 0-2. She's got the opportunity to go after her.
Slight stoppage in play there is behind the plate. Umpire Rick Kohut asking the Claymont players to get back a little bit farther behind the fence. There's that foul ball got very, very close. So Rose readies herself, the 0-2 delivery to Snyder, and she sits her down. Beautiful pitch. 3-pitch strikeout, in fact, for Rose. By my count there, Shannon, that is her 6th strikeout of the game.
Yeah, that one run high up on Hannah, and she went after it, but it had too much speed for her to catch up with it.
Now at the plate, Nadia Alashore, the second baseman, watches the first pitch. That's right there, strike number 1. Alashore, last time up, reached on an error by pitcher Mia Rose, but she was ultimately caught stealing by a picture-perfect throw from catcher Katie Deerdorf. Rose is offering. Alashore pushes it down the left field line, but just goes foul. That one had a potential extra bases written all over that one. Third baseman Zerfley for the Braves almost had her glove on that one, but just out of the field of play.
You know, and I believe you said earlier that Nadia is a freshman. Am I correct?
Nadia is a freshman, correct, yes. Batting .423.
she got a bright future for her in softball, about 423 at the varsity level as a freshman.
A lot of speed on the base paths as well, and some good plate discipline there as she watches that pitch run high and outside. One-two count here. Rose gets the call, winds and fires. Alashore pushes it right up the middle past the pitcher, goes to second base, and bang, bang play. Couldn't quite catch the base runner, Poland, and Claymont has 2 on with 1 out. Boy, that was very close, Shannon.
That was real close, or the umpire out there at second base, he said she didn't get it. Nice play by Spielman, but, the runner's safe. 1 out, 2 runners on.
Well, the old adage is if it's a bang, bang play, you give it to the runner, so might have been the instance there. Is now at the plate, Savannah Morris. Morris watches the first pitch, which catches the inside part of the plate. Something of note here for Mia Rose and really also for Meadow Duval. No drop in velocity on these pitches into the 6th inning.
No, they are both still bringing it this late in the game.
Rose fouls that one away. 0-2 count now, trying to work her way through here and get out of another jam. She's done rather well with that so far in this game. Morris struck out looking in the 2nd and then struck out swinging last inning.
Yeah, Rose has got to help herself out right here. The defense can only do so much for you, but with only 1 out and 2 base runners, you've got to help yourself.
Holds back there as she thought about offering a very nice pitch from Rose on the 0-2 count. Instead, count now goes to 1-2. The 1-2 offering to Morris, and she fouls that off the backstop. So we'll do this again at 1-2.
Nice job by Morris here battling. She's not going to let one just get thrown by her.
Morris enters this game, the junior, batting .279. Mentioned the 2 strikeouts. That one she'll get into the field of play. Zerfley will look at the second baseman, instead go to first, and will retire Morris. So she does ultimately move both runners over. She is the 2nd out of the inning. Now at the plate, prime opportunity here for another freshman for Claymont, Lonnie Abiel at the plate. Struck out and ground out her last 2 times up, but she has 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the 6th. Offers at that first pitch, and Rose blew it right by her. A lot of giddy up on those pitches from Rose. Seems like it's not up on you very quickly, then all of a sudden it's in the catcher's mitt.
It's going to come down now. We're getting late in this game with which pitcher can continue to bring it like that.
Rose's next pitch is popped straight in the air. Deerdorf sprinting over and nearly had a hold of that one, but couldn't quite get there. Count goes to 0-2. That was a great reaction time by Deerdorf.
Great job by Deerdorf getting out from behind the plate. She was just about a step too late. I thought she was going to make a nice diving catch in front of that Big Z Sports banner over there.
Good call on that one, Shannon. Abiel steps back into the batter's box. Right-handed batter behind 0-2. Rose fires, and the freshman fouls it away and stays alive.
I don't know the mile per hour on that pitch, but Rose brought that pitch. It was moving.
We'll call it enough. That'll be my good estimation.
Nice job by Abiel to even keep up with it, to foul it off to stay alive.
Rose bringing the heat so far in this at-bat. See if she tries to blow it right by her again or change speeds a bit. Her next offering, and she tried to catch Abiel up and out of the zone. Ball 1.
Nice job by Abiel holding back.
The 1-2 offering here to the Mustangs freshman. And boy, Abiel tried to hold the bat back, couldn't quite do it, and made contact with that one. Fouled it back to the screen. Almost the same pitch from Rose and nearly got her to bite.
Yeah, Rose.
I guess she did bite, but fouled it off.
Yeah, Rose has thrown a lot of pitches to Abiel, but it's still in Rose's favor, considering that Abiel keeps fouling them off. So she's not in danger yet. It's still 1-2.
Good at-bats for these Claymont Mustangs so far, making Rose work. The 1-2 offering is put in the field of play to Zerfley. Zerfley flips it over to first base, and Rose works out of another jam. We're going to remain deadlocked here at 2 apiece, heading to the bottom of the 6th from Janayton. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion of what's been a great game so far, brought to you by Designer Stone Company, is coming up right after this.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer Showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
You found it. Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
Back from Janayton with the Braves and Mustangs tied up in their rivalry 2-2. Quick apology here, by the way, Shannon Thomas. Thank you for pointing this out. Freshman for the Mustangs, Lainey Abule there, the freshman, having a nice season so far for her. Only like the 17th time I've mispronounced a name in my life. It happens from time to time. Shannon Thomas getting a good laugh out of that one. Thanks for joining Big Z Sports, Claxon Communications for another presentation of high school softball online at WTUZ.com and the Big Z Sports YouTube page. Also a big shout out to Designer Stone Company for bringing this broadcast. Leading things off for the Indian Valley Braves here in the bottom of the 6th inning will be junior Carrie Anderson, the left fielder. Anderson enters this game third on the team in terms of batting average, 400. She's done a great job of getting on base so far this season. She has a pair of singles as well.
Yeah, Carrie's done a nice job tonight at the plate. You know, this would be huge right here if she can get on. And then you'll have Katie Deerdorf coming up after her.
Pretty good 1-2 punch there with your number 9 batter back up to your number 1 batter there. Meadow Duval, who's done well for the Claymont Mustangs so far, limiting a high-powered Braves offense, back on the mound for the 6th inning. Readies herself and her delivery to Poland. Had Anderson way out in front of that one, strike number 1. Went off speed to start the at-bat.
Yeah, it was a nice pitch by Duval there. She caught Carey off guard with that one.
0-1 count here now to Anderson as Duval sets. 0-1 delivery. Another off-speed pitch there. That one ran way high. Scouting report on Anderson, I'm going to guess, means that she bites after a lot of off-speed pitches, as evidenced by those first 2 offerings of the at-bat. Ball puts that one in, skips it off of home plate, so the count will now go to 2-1.
Carrie's just going to make her pitch to her now. She's seen these last 3 pitches, and she's going to hold out.
Knows exactly, or at least likely, what's coming as she steps away here. Looks down to her coach, Dusty Braun. Duval readies and fires. That one was a little more heat on that one as Anderson fouls it away. Count will now go to even at 2-2. Anderson, her first 2 at-bats, you kind of noticed she saw a pitch or 2 and then went right after it to get those 2 singles there, Shannon. Going a little bit deeper into this at-bat at 2-2.
Yeah, Carrie's going to have to battle now with 2-2. She's going to have to protect the plate.
Duval sets 2-2 offering. Anderson paints that one over the center fielder's head, going way, way back, and what a catch in center field for the Mustangs. Jordan Gibson makes the catch up over her shoulder. Anderson gave that one a ride, just not quite enough.
Yeah, that one was moving quick, and you got to give credit to the center fielder, Gibson. She tracked it, she got it right to the fence, and she caught it.
You now know, Shannon, why I told you a few weeks ago why first step is always back, right? Catcher Katie Deerdorf now up at the plate for the Braves. Senior, her last time up, ripped a single to the left field side. First pitch skips in there, so ball number 1. Deerdorf hitting a ridiculous .529 so far this season with 9 home runs. Remember what you mentioned earlier, Shannon, could break the single-season record for the Braves.
Yeah, that would be a big night for her to break it against her rivalry. You know, she's still got a few games left in this season, plus postseason to break it. But what more would you want to do it than do it against your rivalry?
Duvall 1-0 offering there, right down the pipe, 1-1 count. Deerdorf being patient on this at bat. Duvall readies herself with the 1-1 offering here, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Deerdorf watches that one that catches the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Lots of credit to Duvall knowing exactly where to pitch Deerdorf, as she seems almost frustrated with these outside pitches. Duvall is ready, and her offering goes low and off the plate. She'll hustle down to first, try to get there, but not in time. So that will be a strikeout for Duvall. In a rare instance here, Shannon Thomas, that's the second strikeout of the game for Deerdorf. Entering this one, she only had 7.
Yeah, she only had 7 for the whole season before this game started, so I'm curious if any of those other games, they were multiple strikeout games.
Looked like a frustration swing for her, though. She hasn't had the most perfect game to this point, and that pitch way low, skipping off the plate. She tried to hit that one into next week. Up at the plate, second baseman Taylor Spillman watches the first pitch run outside for ball number 1.
This would be big if Duvall could get out of this inning sitting down three straight batters in the guys that she's faced.
Hand it back over to your offense and see if they can capitalize and give you a lead and maybe an eventual win here. Spillman there, that pitch was looking like it was going to skip off home plate, but she offered at it and fouled it away. Her first at bat this game, she did have a double, struck out the next inning after that, and had a sacrifice bunt to move the runners over. That ultimately did not come to fruition with a run, though. Duvall ready, offers. That one skips in there. This time Spillman holds off. Second baseman here for the Braves had a great play earlier in this one. Diving catch running over to second base. She can also benefit with the Braves here with a big base hit here with 2 out. She pushes it over to the shortstop who delivered on to first. Duvall pitches another great inning. We remain deadlocked at 2 apiece going back to the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. We'll decide this one coming up here in just a few moments.
Pizza is most everyone's favorite, and you have plenty of choices. But there's just something different about a pizza from Amici's Pizza in West Lafayette. Amici's Pizza takes pizza to an all-new level. You can get a traditional Italian pizza or try one of their delicious specialty pizzas. And everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. It doesn't get any better than Amici's Pizza, Kirk Street, West Lafayette. Big city taste for a small town price.
You're with Big Z Sports on 99.9 WTUZ.
It's come down to this 7th inning between the Braves and Mustangs, tied at 2 apiece. And a big shout out to the Claxon Communications guys for providing our live stream today. And a big thank you to Designer Stone Company for helping present this edition of high school softball. Top of the 7th, bottom part of the order at the plate now for the Mustangs. Mia Rose and Meadow Duvall have pitched gems on either side, giving up just a pair of runs apiece. It all comes down to this, Shannon. Things starting off in the top of the 7th with a 1-0 count. Make that a 1-1 count after that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a big inning right here for Mia Rose after what the Mustangs did this last inning. They got to come back right here and sit down 3 straight batters.
Rose offers low and inside. 2-1 count now as that Mustang bench getting excited once again. Greer in this game, her last time up, she was able to get a single. Fouls that one back to the screen, so she'll find herself at an even 2-2 count. Third baseman for the Mustangs, batting .306. The junior hoping to get on base here early for the Mustangs, and she has now run the count to full. Good eye on that one. Rose is going to have to bring her best pitch with a full count.
Yeah, Rose is going to have to go right after her right here.
The full count delivery sits her down. Strike 3, Mia Rose. As some would say, ice in her veins.
Yeah, she didn't hesitate. She just throwed it right down the middle, and she told her, if you can hit it, you can have it. She never caught up with it.
Hard to catch up whenever you've got someone who throws as hard as Rose. Is now at the plate for the Mustangs. McKenna Brown, the right fielder, watches the first pitch go inside. Her last time up, she had a single to left field. First at bat, she also had a single, so 2 for 3 outings so far for Brown. That pitch goes way outside that time. Count goes to 2-0. Rose sounded a little frustrated after letting that one go.
Yeah, to start the game off, Brown come up. There was a long battle between them. It went 7 or 8, 9 pitches, something like that, and Brown fought it off.
Brown wouldn't mind doing that again as she's ahead in the count 2-0. The pitch from Rose, put into the field of play to the shortstop. Backing up to it was Zerfley, who couldn't quite handle it and tried to deliver it on over to first. Take that back. That was Cassidy Cross. Took a weird hop, and she couldn't transfer it over from her glove. So Claymont has a base runner here, top of the 7th.
No, on that hop, it took a real high hop, so it took a long time for that play to develop, and that gave Brown plenty of time to beat it out.
Right you are there, Shannon. So 1 out in the inning, but a base runner on for the Mustangs. At the plate now, Jordan Gibson. Gibson's had herself a pretty good game defensively. Drew a walk her last time up, hit into a fielder's choice in the first inning, ground out in the third. Pitch runs inside, so she'll be ahead in the count 1-0. Rose takes a deep breath again as she steps up to the mound. Her offering runs high. Deerdorf thought about throwing back down to first there. The big leadoff for McKenna Brown, decided ultimately against that.
Yeah, you got to be careful now, tie 2-2. You don't want to go after something that's not really there.
Rose readies herself, gets the call, and the 2-0 delivery pops sky high, almost right towards us. So now the count goes to 2-1.
Nice job with the plate for Gibson.
Yeah, nice job there. To my left, the Claxon Communications guys expected us to protect them, by the way, on that foul ball coming right at us. I don't think we sign up for that, Shannon. I don't know about you. 2-1 offering from Rose. Runs inside. 3-1 count now. Hazard pay, yeah.
We don't dive for balls. We only dive for nachos.
Right you are, Shannon. 3-1 count here. Top of the 7th. Braves, Mustangs deadlocked at 2. The offering from Rose is high. Throw down to first, and she got her. Deerdorf set that one up. I take that back, by the way. That was I believe that was a strike 3 call, I thought. Or no, I think we are going to have a confusion. That might have been ball 4 here, Shannon. Okay, we had a little miscommunication here on the count. That was a strike called to Jordan Gibson, so a great heads-up play by Deerdorf. I think McKenna Brown got confused and thought it was a walk and started going to second base, Shannon.
Yes. There was a lack of communication right there between her and her coach what the count was.
So the Braves luck out there and get 2 outs in this inning. No base runners on now for the Mustangs. You want to talk about a momentum shift.
Yeah, that was a big out right there.
Mia Rose benefits from a great play from her catcher, Deerdorf, who fired that one right down there. Also, big credit to the first baseman, Madison Monte, for being Johnny on the spot as well, getting that tag.
Yeah, as hard as Deerdorf throws that ball, Madison did a good job being prepared for it because it gets down that line quick.
Fouled away again, so we will remain with a full count here, 2 outs. So head coach John Dupke came out and asked with the count. I don't think he realized that was a called strike. That was where the benefit came from. If that one was ball 4, of course, no pick off to first, but ultimately was strike 2 in the at-bat. I missed the call as well from the umpire. Delivery from Rose, skied to center field. Braves defender coming in, gets under it, and she makes the catch. So that means we go to the bottom of the 7th, still tied here from Janaten. See if we can get a winner in this IVC South Showdown crown coming up right after this.
Powered by Purpose at Kent State University, Tuscarawas. Kent State Tusk offers over 30 bachelor's and associate degrees. We have over a dozen athletic programs, including basketball and volleyball. Student life is diverse with over 20 extracurricular student clubs. Our nursing and technology programs are some of the most sought after in the area. Staying local is the most cost-effective way of obtaining your degree. Define your own success. Powered by Purpose at Kent State University, Tuscarawas.
Now, back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
Back from Janaten. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. You wouldn't want a rivalry any other way. Still tied at 2-2. The Braves and Mustangs hoping to decide this one and get some IVC South bragging rights. And, of course, crosstown bragging rights there, Shannon Thomas. It means so much more than just a game when it comes to the Braves and the Mustangs.
Yeah, you know, what more do you want right here? Bottom of the 7th. You got Rose, Zerfley, Cross coming up for the Braves. You know, they're going to try to put the bats in play here, or the ball in play, and get on base. You know, bragging rights in the IVC, bragging rights at McCauley Drive at McDonald's. I mean, it's all on the line.
Good one on that one, Shannon. As Meadow Duvall still on the mound for the Mustangs. She's pitched very well so far. She's against fellow pitcher Mia Rose, who slaps that one right in between the first baseman and second baseman. Wasted no time jumping all over that, and the pitcher for the Braves has a single there. Now, here's something that's a little interesting there, Shannon, is normally at this point you would get that courtesy runner, I thought, coming in. No, take that back. Scratch that. Answered my own question as I was going. Now at the plate, Tracy Zerfley, the third baseman. Her last time up drew a walk. Duvall's delivery there, high and outside. Third baseman for the Braves has not logged a hit in this game. He's not logged a hit in this game, Shannon, but she has made some very nice defensive plays.
Yeah, she's having a good game defensively. You know, she's batting .323 on the season, so, you know, she could put a ball in play right here. It could help out big.
Duvall might be pitching not around, but just carefully when it comes to Zerfley, as the count now to 2-0 as she misses outside. Duvall with the 2-0 delivery. Zerfley watches that one right down the pipe, 2-1 count. Batters being patient here for the Braves. Well, at least Zerfley is. Rose offered at the very first pitch she saw and found a gap, getting the first base runner on here in the bottom of the 7th. Huge moment for Indian Valley.
Yeah, it's now become a chess match between the pitcher and the batter. You know, earlier they were just throwing it by him.
Thought about a bunt attempt there from Zerfley, but nothing there.
This late in the game, tied, you don't want to offer her something up that she can drive. You got to get the out.
A 3-1 count, not always the best count to be trying to pick your pitch either. You're going to have to find the zone here. Don't want two runners on. Does Duvall as she readies herself and gives the 3-1 offering, and it was a bunt attempt for Zerfley. That one skipped back and fouled, so now the count full with no outs here. Runner on first for the Braves, trying to find a way for a walk-off win against the Mustangs. You know, that's something that Claymont head coach John Dupke said. It's happened multiple times over the years for the Mustangs against the Braves. They don't want to see it happen again.
Yeah. You know, Zerfley knew that one was going to come right down the middle. She just didn't get squared up. She got too high on the ball.
The payoff pitch here, bottom of the 7th. Zerfley fouls it straight back up over the bleachers here. So we'll remain at a 3-2 count. Moment to take a deep breath now as we get a new ball in here for both Zerfley and Duvall. Ready themselves and stare each other down. The payoff pitch once again. runs high, second base runner of the inning for the Braves. Moving up to second base is pitcher Mia Rose. Now at the plate, Cassidy Cross, the shortstop. 3 singles in this game, Shannon, with a huge opportunity. And coming into this one, Cross having 5 RBIs. Couldn't read my own writing. Also, still wet from the previous rain, so it was smeared a little bit. Third baseman cheating up for Claymont, expecting a bunt attempt here from Cross. She will square, and that one found the zone. See if Cross here thinks about offering once again for a bunt. Third baseman cheating in still for Claymont, trying to prevent those runners from moving up. And it almost looked like she thought about it there for a minute, but instead held back. So now the count at 1-1.
Yeah, she did a good job there. You know, it's hard to lay off those high ones, and she pulled back. She didn't even attempt to go after it.
Count even at 1 apiece. No outs here. Braves with 2 base runners on. Bottom of the 7th. 2-2 score. That one runs high as well for Duval, so now an interesting spot for her again at a 2-1 count.
You know, I was looking at the stats here, and the interesting fact about her, about Cross, is she's got 3 singles tonight. She hasn't had 1 extra base hit all year. Have all been singles. 17 singles on the year.
That's a good call on that there, Shannon. Did not notice that.
She'd get a single right now out the right center. They'd score the runner at second base.
I am stunned that you found. I'm very happy you saw that. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Cross ahead with the 2-1 count here. See if she can get a bunt here. She will drop it down and advance the runners, and no decision made there to go to first by the first baseman Snyder, and safe is Cross. That'll be an infield single. Make that 4 base hits in this game now for Cassidy Cross.
You know, hard play for Snyder to make. She ran up, she got the play. Just a split second too late on the decision. You know, she could have got the out at first, but she also wanted to try to hold that runner at third.
Huge opportunity for Kaylee McPeak, the center fielder. Bases jacked, no outs. Essentially, you put this one deep enough in the outfield, Shannon, and it is game over.
Yeah, you get no outs. You got 3 batters coming up. You need one of them to put it in play in the outfield. Well, you need the first 2. The third one, it'll be over. It'll be an out.
McPeak with a single in this game, also drew a walk, popped out the last time to the left fielder. First delivery, that one rolls in there, ball bounces, good block by Poland to keep that one in front of her.
Yeah, nice job by Poland right there, because that game could have been over on an error right there.
Indian Valley does have these short backstops, but sometimes if you get a good jump from third base, you will be all clear to make it all the way in. Would be an interesting way for a walk-off win there. McPeak ahead in the count, 1-0. Delivery from Duval, runs high, 2-0 now. If you're Duval, the last thing you want to do is walk home that winning run.
Yeah, you've pitched a good game right now. You need to step off the mound, collect your thoughts, calm down, get back in there, and go right after her.
Might be one of those chances of just go ahead and fire it right in there, see what happens. Duval takes the deep breath, gets the call from Poland, kicks and fires. Low again, 3-0 count. Have to imagine McPeak, the senior, will be taking all the way. Has not actually drawn a walk all year, Shannon. Would be an interesting time to do it now.
Yeah, I don't know what the call from Dusty was, but I seen the thumbs up, so I'm thinking that's just take it.
And we'll find out. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. I mean, you'd assume this one would be lobbed right in there down the middle, but probably not the time to do it. McPeak watching. She will swing, and she'll hit it to the shortstop, who boots it, and that will be game over. Coming around to score, pitcher Mia Rose. Indian Valley picking up the 3-2 victory here over the Claymont Mustangs. The Braves walk away with another IVC win. Claymont walks away having dropped a tough, heartbreaking loss there. Good attempt by the freshman Lainey Abule. Just a hard hit ball to the shortstop there, Shannon. ultimately too much. What a battle between two crosstown rivals.
It was a great game by both of these. Claymont has nothing to hang their heads over. I know they're upset that they lost to Indian Valley, but what a game. Both teams played well. It was going to be a hard play to make no matter what because there was no outs. She had to catch the ball perfect to make the throw to home plate to get the out, and the ball was just hit way too hard for her to make that play.
Right you are on that one, Shannon Thomas. So in this one, winning pitcher for the day will be Mia Rose. Rose now improves to 13-4 on the season. Loss will go over to Meadow Duval. Duval's record now drops to 6-3. We'll compile some stats and come back here and wrap this one up from Janayton. Don't go anywhere. Softball returns right after this.
Claxon Custom Printing and Promotions is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Contact Casey Claxon or Judd Bone at claxonprinting.com for printed t-shirts, embroidery, and branded promotional products for your booster club or business.
We can also help your team set up an online fundraising store to sell your team apparel to fans across the country.
Visit claxonprinting.com or call 740-623-2145.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer's showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
The First National Bank of Denison appreciates the hard work and dedication area athletes exhibit to be the best they can be for their team. We follow that same philosophy with our customers, working hard to build personal relationships and making our services convenient. The First National Bank of Denison's community involvement is important to us, and we love supporting our local schools. The First National Bank of Denison, with offices in Denison, Dover, Janayton Hutton, South Broadway, and Schunbrunn in New Philadelphia. We have our roots where others have their branches. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Jim Smucker, president of Keim in downtown Charm, Ohio. By now, we hope you're aware of our local next-day delivery service. We call it Local Express. You simply call us to place your order, and those items will be on your doorstep the very next day. Now that's Keim time. The new catalog is available at keimhome.com, and you can call 330-893-5030 to place your order today. That's 330-893-5030. When you think Keim, think lumber plus everything you need to make a house a home.
Are you looking for a local propane supplier? TMK Valley Propane would like to offer you our hassle-free guarantee. We can provide you excellent service with automatic fill options, budget plans, and easy delivery. Let TMK show you how we take the hassle out of your winter heating needs. Give us a call today for a free site evaluation, 330-897-3911.
All the way with TMK, service with a personal touch.
Buying a home has never been so affordable with record low interest rates. Hartzler's Quality Housing is ready to put over 40 years of experience to work for you. Family owned and operated since 1978, Hartzler's has a wide selection of model homes on site with a knowledgeable team to help make your new home a reality. Open 6 days a week, visit them off I-77 in Dover or online at hartzlers.com. Hartzler's Quality Housing. Quality from start to finish.
Hey there, sports fans. When it comes to taking care of the vehicle that transports your team, you expect it to be done with speed and accuracy. This is Phil Miller from the Parkway Quick Lane. When it comes to servicing your team's vehicle, let my team at Parkway Quick Lane deliver you the winning combination to keep your vehicle on the road and safe. If your vehicle needs to get off the sideline and back in the game, visit the Parkway Quick Lane for your next service appointment.
At Gillen Body Shop, they know that when their business is needed, it's never planned, and that can cause you quite the inconvenience. That's why Gillen Body Shop makes the process as easy as possible for you by making sure the work is completed right the first time. And Gillen Body Shop's experienced staff gives all completed work a 100% guarantee. So when those unplanned repairs to your vehicle are needed, there's only one choice: Gillen Body Shop on Cary Avenue in New Philly, or find them on Facebook.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
Make your dream home a reality with Designer Stone Company in Port Washington. They offer granite and quartz countertops, custom made to fit your home. Explore Designer Showroom to discover the possibilities for your new kitchen or bath. The Designer Stone Company is on Facebook and conveniently located on State Route 36 in Port Washington.
Pizza is most everyone's favorite, and you have plenty of choices. But there's just something different about a pizza from Amici's Pizza in West Lafayette. Amici's Pizza takes pizza to an all-new level. You can get a traditional Italian pizza or try one of their delicious specialty pizzas. And everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. It doesn't get any better than Amici's Pizza, Kirk Street, West Lafayette. Big city taste for a small town price.
Now, back to Big Z Sports on 99.9.
Back in here at Janaton Hutton, where the Indian Valley Braves walk away with a 3-2 win. Very few people, I think, are as happy as head coach Dusty Braun right now, Coach. We knew it was going to be a very tough battle between you and your crosstown rivals, but ultimately you get that walk-off win.
Yeah, it's a great situation anytime you win, and in a situation like that in the last inning with the bases loaded, no outs, you got a senior at the plate, you like your chances, and I'm proud for Callie, and we'll move on, and we're glad to go home with a win tonight.
You had great starting pitching from Mia Rose, a great heads-up play there by your catcher Katie Deerdorf at the end to get that runner out at first base on the pickoff. Had some great all-around efforts from Kaylee McPeak, ended up getting that ultimately the RBI to win the game. So just a complete team effort, even though scoreboard at 3-2, we're used to you guys scoring a few more runs than that.
Yeah, I think give Claymont hats off award if there's an award for that. You get beat 9-2 on Monday, you turn around, you change your game plan up, you take some bats out of some of your better players' hands, and you gotta sacrifice and take some bigger at bats and hope somebody steps up in this crucial situation.
And with now I believe you improved to 17-4 this season, if I'm doing the math right there. So a lot of momentum here as the season's rounding out, and you still retain that lead in the IVC South. You have to be happy about that.
Yeah, I tell the girls every year the checklist starts winning the IVC. Then we're after a regional or bust. We've been to the district finals 2 out of the last 3 years. Got beaten in the district semifinals in 2019. We think we have a good team. We're chasing that thing. So take the league. We're going for regional or bust, and I'm proud of my girls. I'm not proud of the effort. I'm proud of the win. I'll take a win anytime. We're set, like you said, we're 17-4. We win tomorrow, we get the league. We got the league outright if we win tomorrow, so that's a step on our belt.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. Go enjoy the win with your players. And I think joining us here momentarily, we will be having one of your players on here who will be our Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications player of the game. Thank you, Dusty, again. And Shannon Thomas there went ahead and grabbed the player for us. That is none other than, here I'll have her put the headset on here, none other than Cassidy Cross. Cassidy, phenomenal game from you. You are our Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications player of the game. 4 base hits for you in this game has to be a good feeling.
It was great. Definitely a hard fought. Monday I really struggled hitting off of the pitcher, but tonight was really great.
And something that we noticed here, which I could not believe, you logged 4 base hits in this game. You haven't had an extra base hit all year, but it came in a crucial spot that once again you came through and delivered, got on base, always a big thing to do.
Definitely. It was definitely a good win.
And a lot of positivity, I'm sure, moving forward with you guys picking up another win against your rival. Gives you a lot of momentum moving forward.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Cassidy, our Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications player of the game. I'm sure you'd like to go celebrate with all your teammates.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cassidy. And we'll get Shannon Thomas coming back over here momentarily. Big thank you to Cassidy. Big thank you to Coach Braun. And a big thank you to the Indian Valley community for welcoming us in here for this broadcast brought to you by Designer Stone Company. Any thoughts here, Shannon, to round out this one?
It was a great game between two teams. Like I said earlier, Claymont has nothing to hang their head about. I know they're upset that they lost, but they played a great game. The end of the game, the ball just took a bad bounce right there. She couldn't get a good play on it, but that's how it goes. And Indian Valley come out on top, and unfortunately, Claymont had to take the loss.
Yeah, absolutely. In games like this, that usually is kind of the difference maker. It's just one of those weird moments where, you go toe-to-toe throughout the entire thing. So a great game for the Claymont Mustangs, even better one for the Indian Valley Braves as they pick up their 17th win of the year, 3-2 in walk-off fashion against the Mustangs. Of course, thank you to Shannon Thomas for joining me here tonight. Thank you to the Claxon Communications crew, Fred Williams, Casey Claxon, and Greg Perkins standing behind the camera right now. Thank you for tuning in at WTUZ.com or the Big Z Sports YouTube page. This presentation, as I mentioned before, brought to you by Designer Stone Company. We'll try to get back to a baseball or softball diamond near you very, very soon. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks for listening to Big Z Sports. Tonight's broadcast was presented by the Designer Stone Company, Amici's Pizza, Claxon Communications, First National Bank of Denison, Gilland Body Shop, Hartzler's Quality Housing, Keim, Kent State University Tuscarawas, PAC Drilling, Parkway Quick Lane, Stalker Concrete, TMK Valley Propane, and Wood Electric. Follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter @Big_Z Sports. For the best coverage of high school sports, there's only one, Big Z Sports.